Hey, what's up, film fans? Last night I sat down and watched the remake of the 1989 Patrick Swayze movie Roadhouse, starring Jake Gyllenhaal, Conor McGregor, Daniela, Melchior, Billy Magnussen, Jessica Williams, and Post Malone. I was a huge fan of the original film, and I had concerns about a remake. But before I get into the review, if you're new here or you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the show so you can keep up with the reviews. Now, a while back, I heard talk about them working on a remake of the movie, and when I first heard about it, it was talking about Ronda Rousey being attached to it, and then Jake Gyllenhaal and Conor McGregor. I didn't really care for the idea of Ronda Rousey, and I thought that Jake Gyllenhaal didn't quite really fit the role, just because of other stuff that I've seen him in before. When I saw the preview on Prime, I saw that it looked like it might be better than I thought it would be, so I gave it a watch. Jessica Williams plays Frankie, the owner of a roadhouse bar in the Keys, who shows up at an underground fight club looking for a fighter named Carter, played by Post Malone, who she was told could help her clean up and protect her bar. Carter is undefeated in the arena until that night when he is challenged by Elwood Dalton, being played by Jake Gyllenhaal. When Carter realizes who he is, he refuses to fight him. Seeing this, Frankie approaches Dalton instead. This leads Dalton to the Roadhouse in Glass Keys, where he takes on a group of baddies who work for a rich dude who wants the land to develop. And all the while, he recruits and trains a new group of bouncers to clean the place up, culminating in a fight to the finish. Jake Gyllenhaal is jacked in this film and carries this role a whole lot more than I thought he would. He plays a former UFC fighter, and in some of the flashback UFC scenes, I could have sworn he was playing CM Punk, if only for a split second. He actually pulled off the tough guy role as he stood against the heavy duty thugs. Conor McGregor was crazy, and as Knox, the insane badass brought in to take on Dalton, and his real life world of UFC added a lot to the believability of the story. Billy Magnussen plays the rich, entitled villain Brent, who owns everything around, trying to intimidate Frankie to give up her land by the use of hired thugs. Daniela Melchior, who we last saw her playing Ratcatcher in the Suicide Squad. She plays the doctor who becomes the girlfriend of Dalton. Jessica Williams plays Frankie, the bar owner, probably the least developed character in the movie. One role that wasn't translated over from the original was Wade Garrett, Sam Elliott's mentor character of the Patrick Swayze character. What this one had instead was Charlie and her father Stephen, who owned the local bookstore. And they are what finally caused Dalton to snap when he's pushed too far. The fight scenes are entertaining and fun and keep you interested in the story. And even the secondary characters of the bikers and the rookie bouncers are good. A lot of the moves are slowed down and zoomed in to enhance the impact of the blows, as we see more and more of in the films of the current era. There are a lot of there are a few mild jokes thrown into the fights between Knox and Dalton that I wasn't expecting, but laughed at all the same. Now, my favorite character in the whole movie is one of the group of thugs seen throughout the whole movie, named Mo. He's played by Arturo Castro, who gets his arm broke in a fight, and he describes Dalton as Mr. Rogers before he rips your head off. From then on, he does his best not to get beat up by Dalton all the way to the end, and even thanks him for not beating up again. In this role, Castro reminds me of actors like Luis Guzman and Michael Pena, and who, even though they play smaller characters in the movies they grab your attention and you remember them. A lot of times when movies are remade, they try to either do them exactly the same way, do them completely opposite, or try to do the story the same way in the modern world. In this, they updated the story in a way that made sense. Instead of just the 80s style martial arts, they put it in a world of the modern UFC and MMA style of fighting, and the characters had a little more purpose. It had just as deep of a story as the original by putting it in its current generation. If you're like me and heard about the remake and had your doubts, check it out. You won't be disappointed, as the action is great. It's on Prime, and it's worth the watch. I enjoyed it, and definitely would watch it again. And I'm even telling my kids to watch it. Thanks for joining me, and if you haven't done so already, Please subscribe to the show and hit that like button. And don't forget to ring the notification bell so you'll know when the next review is posted. And if you have a suggestion for a film to review, leave that in the comments, as I want to know what you want to watch. And if you've seen the film, leave that in the comments as well. And as always, take care of yourselves, be good to the ones you love, and I'll catch you later.